G'day fellas. Welcome to the second game in the series between Knuschelbär and Kaiserklein. The last game was won by Kaiserklein, which means that this map choice is Knuschelbär's. Kaiserklein would have been forced to have chosen his civilization first, in which case he's chosen to play the French, unsurprisingly. His opponent, Knuschelbär, then chooses the matchup, and he is elected to play the Indians. So spawning in the north of the map, definitely a less advantageous spawn, because as you see right here, Kaiserklein, despite even having a slower explorer, is able to get to the best trading post. So this trading post is considered the best trading post because the rickshaw is going to hit this trading post first, and it means that Noosh is going to have to go for this trading post if he wants to take a trading post, but it's going to be the second one that receives the experience. So you're going to be behind, because the rickshaw is going to have to go all the way up here. Then it's going to have to come in. Probably takes about, I don't know, 30 seconds to get all the way through there. It's a fair while, I'll say that much. But an interesting choice of civilization on this map, and choosing this map as well, Malaysia. So I would definitely say that he has got something planned in mind. Not sure whether that's going to be a water boom. Could opt to boom on the side of Kaiserklein. Whether he's going to try play standard or whether he may play aggro, but building up quite a good mass of cows right here now. 5 cows or 5 yaks all built up. Each yak providing a trickle of 10 XP, or sorry, 0.1. Let's just say 0.1 XP per second. So 5 of them being, well, he's got 5 of them now, so building up a pretty significant amount, but it looks like Kaiser's going to be able to get in, potentially steal off this treasure. This is a 90 food treasure, some mustard seeds. Definitely nice. Here he goes. He got it. He got it. I'm like 99% sure he got it. Kaiserklein gets it. He steals the treasure. Manages to get out, almost killing. He's probably going to kill this. If he doesn't kill this, he's going to lose. He's definitely going to be losing buffalo cows. That one's gone. That one's gone. First one's gone. Second one's gone. Third one's gone. Fourth one's gone. He just lost all of his cows. All of his yaks. That feels bad, man. That feels bad. I know Noosh is a little bit more of a passive player, but if the shoe was on the other foot, I suspect Kaiserklein would have needed to replace his keyboard after that one. That is, those poor yaks. They've all gone over to Kaiserklein. They were going to sit happily in the base of Knuschelbär, but now their yaks walk over, the very slow walk over to the base of the Kaiserklein to be eaten. Actually, they're not yaks, they're not cows, they're water buffalo. I do apologize, guys. Kaiserklein now picking up 7 water buffalo, almost hitting that critical number, that 8 water buffalo is considered to be the critical number that you need to start dropping a livestock pen. So now Kaiserklein also picking up the 75 food, the succulent eggplant. I don't know if I'd agree with that. I'm not too much of a fan of eggplant, especially don't think it's succulent, but I guess each to their own. Perhaps Kaiserklein's just more of an eggplant kind of guy. Now going to be picking up this 8th water buffalo potentially down here, or this 9th one at the top. Got a bit of a polecat whole furs in the back. Got that age up in queue. Quartermaster now on the way for Kaiserklein. We've got an aggro coming down as well. That was cancelled. The aggro has been cancelled by the native scout. The Armara scout cancels the age up. And what is going on right now? Noosh is trying to drop down his aggro fort, and he just can't get it down. He's finally getting it down at 3 minutes 11. Kaiserklein, you're so sneaky. How is that even legal? Oh my gosh, I heard that sound and I thought, I know what that sound is. That's the sound of an aggro fort not being built. Man, this is going to be a late age up. This is tough. It's all of these little things adding up, all right? So you've got like Kaiserklein mentioning to get the top trading post because he knows he can get it before the Indian explorers can get there. Then Kaiserklein coming down, stealing the 90 food treasure and all of the water buffalo. Like 1, 2, he didn't just lose 2. He lost 4 water buffalo. Immediately turned over to Kaiserklein. And then he stops him from aging up at the same time. It's incredible. And now Kaiserklein taking a 2nd trading post during transition, as well as doing markets. So he's going to be getting his market ups now. Placer mines coming in behind this. Does he have hunting dogs? Let's take a look. He does have, I don't think he has hunting dogs actually. I think that's the standard base gathering rate. So yeah, he's getting hunting dogs in now behind the placer mines. So going to be shifting it over now with the placer mines, we see. First shipment coming in. What is it? 4 courier bars, I'm guessing. It is indeed 4 courier bars. So with this this 400 wood, probably going to be getting this stagecoach upgrade, as well as potentially dropping down a stable or a barracks. He will know that the wonder for Knuschelbär is quite delayed, and not only with it being delayed, wow, he's got 3 villages on it now that he's put because it's so delayed. But it's relatively defensive, not on the not on his side, not too far up, but somewhat defensive. Let's take a look at their decks and spot what we've got. We do have a water deck here, so we've got good faith agreements as well as fish market. We don't have any rendering plant. We don't have any. Is it East Indiaman Company for the dock wagon? So nothing like that. We do have the frigate and the 2 caravels as combat cards, and we've also got the improved warships as well, and quite a fair bit of mercenary units, or I wouldn't say mercenary units, but you know, the Yarumi, those sorts of things. We've now got the barracks going down for Kaiserklein on the front line, not opting to put it behind his town center, instead putting it at the front, going up with the 700 coin as well. After this, we'll take a look at his deck. He's got 1v1 water, so just the 2 caravels, the frigate, and the improved warships. So, you know, potentially realizing that his opponent may opt to do that. We don't have any trade card coming up yet, so no stagecoach in queue just yet. But the 700 coin is definitely going to be able to assist him in reaching the 3rd age. Potentially going to be seeing a semi-fast fortress out of him if he gets challenged. He is aware that the Agrifort has now gone up and that there may be some sepoy pressure. His opponent training sepoys. He's undoubtedly going to be scouting this out with his explorer, or with his scout. His scout would have seen those, so he does know. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a single musketeer put in the queue just in case pressure is starting to build. But at the end of the day, it might just be that he's moving. Oh, quite a lot of units coming in. So shipping the 5 sepoys first. These are really late sepoys. 5 minutes 40 and these sepoys are only beginning to siege now. These sepoys should have been sieging 30 seconds ago. Really just showing you the length. The length? I don't know if length is the right word, but really just showing you how frustrating it can be to be up against Kaiserklein, and him just having that game knowledge that you're going to be trying to put down an Agrifort in this position eventually. And he just knows exactly where you're going to put it. There was 2 cancels that went. There was the initial cancel here. There was a second cancel that went down here. And then finally the 3rd Agrifort getting put down. But now this trading post is going to go down. We've got 11 sepoys out on the field. The 3 Gurkhas coming in to back them up, as well as 700 wood on the way. We'll take a look at Kaiserklein. He is up to the 3rd age. Musketeers in queue. Potentially going to be dropping a 2nd barracks with the 700 wood. If he manages to send it, he's not actually sending it. Going to be going up with the Exiled Prince. So going to be up very, very quickly. I suspect once he reaches the 3rd age, we're probably going to be seeing 2 falconets out of him, but it could be the skirmishers instead. One of the things I would be very scared about is sending my 2 falconets and not having enough of a mass of muskets and just watching them get picked off either by 3 hussar or by the 4 soa. Sorry, I was going to say the 4 sepoy. But now aging up. Look how fast this age up time is. 6 minutes 50. And the best part is he sent the 4 coureur de bois first. So now reaching that age up, going to be dropping down another house. So putting these houses in quite nice spots, just protecting his villages, really almost creating a wall. And the 2 falconets are coming in, so I suspect he's probably going to put them behind the town center. Wouldn't be surprised to actually see a wall or 2 go up. Even though it is Kaiserklein, I do know that he has been walling a little bit more recently. Musketeers are in queue. He's not going to be able to get any more than that out just because he is housed currently. We'll take a look at his opponent. We'll see what his opponent is up to. Opponent now moving to the south of the map. Going to be sieging down the trading post. Getting his market upgrades behind this. We'll take a look what he's sent. He's got the 700 wood, so could potentially go to the water, or could take the trading posts for himself. There was never any trade cart that was added, so it's not like the trading posts are a particularly strong pull factor, but we've now got the consulate as well as a caravanassi going down. So going to be putting down that important infrastructure. May potentially see 700 coin as the next card that comes out for Knuschelbär. Opting for more of that economic play, but definitely getting all those market upgrades. Now civil servants as well. Do we see 700 coin as the next card that comes in? We do not. We actually see diplomatic intrigue. So maybe we'll see the Ottomans allied with the 4 settlers. We do know that he's got the market up, and he's been getting quite a few of the market upgrades. So it could be an option that he's got. But Kaiserklein pulling quite ahead on the score lead, a 2,000 point score lead at the moment. So quite significant. It is to be expected. He is in the 3rd age, but really just demonstrating the strength of his build order right now. And just the fact that he was able to delay this aggro has really put Noosh behind. Probably even tilted Noosh a bit. I don't know about you guys, but I'd be pretty down tilted after that. I'd just be throwing in the towel if I was you. Well, I mean, I'd be throwing my keyboard out the window first, but then I'd be throwing in the towel. But I guess at the end of the day, you know, we're playing for a lot of money right now, so I guess you just can't sort of give it all up just like that. But now Kaiserklein definitely macroing for the veterancy upgrade. He's only got a single barracks down, really playing quite passive. The 5 goons coming in, so these goons are going to undoubtedly help defend the falconets. Instead of shipping in those, instead of shipping in the 8 skirms to provide a bigger mass, definitely being a bit more proactive with the dragoons. Now the Indian Explorer scouting out the falconets on the way. The falconets are probably going to begin laying siege to the Agra Fort. Now, veterancy is in the queue, so this is going to be up within the next 15 seconds. It's going to provide a fair bit of buff to the muskets. Take a look and see what's up. We've actually got the 3. Okay, never mind. They pop out from the consulate. I always see those units being researched, and I'm like, oh, they're going to pop out from the Agra Fort. That's the shipment point, but no, that's not how it works. They pop out directly from the consulate. Now we've got 4 SOARs and a SOAR being trained at the same time. I don't think they're going to be able to make it in time for the Agra Fort before it goes down, but the Dragoons picking off, getting a free, taking out 1 unit for free, one of the Hussars. Not managing to lose any health on them, with the exception of this one that's down to 86 health. The muskets aren't moving into siege at all because of the Gurkha. The Gurkha have got quite a long range, 18 range in the second age. No strong upgrades, but this fort about to go down. The SOARs sitting still in queue. Would have been great to have these SOARs pop out directly and just be able to run on top of it. I think that's exactly what Knusch is going for. Do we see the Minutemen called? No Minutemen called at this stage. But the SOAR are about to come through. Probably a nice little gap right here. They could go through, and it's exactly where he targets. Perfectly on top of the falconets now. We've got a Hussar on the back line. Does it manage to get on top? It needs to be getting on top of this falconet. All of the SOARs go down with the exception of 1 remaining that's got no health left on it. So now the Minutemen are finally getting called. We had plenty of exports, so not sure exactly why it took so long. The second falconet now going down as well. So Knusch almost managed to hold. Less than 700 hit points remain on the Agra Fort. But it looks like he is going to be able to hold. The Gurkha on the backline especially going to be able to take down the remaining force here. Probably going to see a bit of... Yeah, there we go. Now we see him beginning to micro back, using these explorers effectively. That's what he needs to be doing, getting those stomps out, those dirty, disgusting stomps. And he's got some Zambaraks in the queue as well. Not quite sure why. Definitely I think it's a little bit early before the 3 Cuirassier switch. But at the same time, I guess if he's going to be focusing on building up Zambaraks, rather building up Gurkha, it makes sense to get them out sooner rather than later. Now let's see what his next card is that he transitions into. He has managed to hold. Oh, but I tell you what, at what cost? I mean, that Agra Fort almost went down. It's got less than 700 hit points on it. Now, instead of going for foreign logging, going for something a little bit more aggressive, Camel Attack is the card of choice. Kaiserklein just hanging out in his base, just chilling out, still making Cuirassier, still making Cour de Bar, but he does have Cuirassiers in queue, so definitely Knusch really respecting the fact that the Kaiserklein is a top-level player and identifying that he would be going Gurkha, and so as a result, he's building Zambaraks to cover for it. We've now got the 8 skirmishers that move in, so that's going to be the 3rd shipment of the Fortress Age. After that, I expect, so now Kaiserklein is I would expect maybe 1,000 wood we would see here. We don't. We see the 3 Cuirassiers. He does have quite a lot of population space, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense for him to be sending in that wood. I guess that does make sense. But now we've got the Minuteman, the single Minuteman moving out just to throw a little bit of siege onto this house. 4 Cuirassier. Really big batch of Cuirassier. Holy shit. Okay, we've got a potential showdown. To be honest, I'm kind of surprised he didn't cancel the villager to get that 5th Cuirassier out. But the Agra Fort now being healed up, more than half HP now. So if Kaiserklein wants to burn this down, he's going to have to take his time. He doesn't have any falconets really to support this potential attack, but I don't even think he's going to need to. The Agra Fort, people often look at it and they're like, you know, it's a fort. Well, it's not. It's a glorified outpost. It's really think of it as an outpost with AOE. You know, very slight AOE. It doesn't do a lot of damage, so you can definitely ignore it. And so the units will not ignore it, though. You can just see the Explorer of Kaiserklein burning it down slowly. Skirmishers on the front line, managing to get a couple volleys off onto the Gurkha on the back line. Now, I've got a fair big mass of Zambaraks as well. How many Zambaraks is that? That's 13 Zambaraks, so I think that might be enough to one-shot a Cuirassier, but I don't think that's not a lot of Gurkha, though. That's the thing. So let's watch. They do indeed one-shot a Cuirassier, but they're going to manage to clean up, they're going to clean up the Gurkha completely. And that's the issue, because this is a giant mass of units, and you can't deal with it with Zambaraks. And as we see, the Zambaraks now being forced to come back, training a single Soar to come in. Any more units from the home city? No further units can be sent from the home city. At this point, it looks like it's a difficult spot for Knuschelbär. I suspect that he's in a position that's... I genuinely can't see how he can possibly win this. He just doesn't have a big enough mass of Gurkha. He's got a good mass of Zambarak, but just not a good mass of Gurkha. And he is an age behind as well. It's going to be very difficult for him to hold. Not going up to the Fortress Age has really cost him here because the stats on his units, he's over 30 HP behind, or almost 30 HP behind. 16 attack versus 18 attack, and quite a fair bit of range as well. Now the Cuirassiers on top of the Zambarak, as well as the Gurkha, but the mass just isn't big enough at this point. And Knuschelbär just being chased down by Kaiserklein at this point. The mass is really quite overwhelming. We've now got a single Soa that's moving in to do a bit of a flanking maneuver. I don't know how well that's going to go, though. And Knuschelbär calling the good game right there. Game 2, going over to Kaiserklein. So very well played to Kaiserklein. Very nice timing push. Let me update that score before we do anything. Kaiserklein with the 2-0 at this point. So really demonstrating his prowess there. Especially good macro at the end there. Let's take a look and see what Noosh was like. Yeah, Noosh was floating a fair bit of food as well. So both players really focusing. Let's have a look at the resources. Resources were relatively close. Kaiserklein looking like he's far ahead, but you got to remember a lot of that is crates. 700 coin. I guess that there was a 700 wood there, but it was slowly trickled in. And then we can take a look at the military unit population as well. So some pretty big fights. A nice pop here from Kaiserklein. And managing to take it down to a fair amount, but then just a really quick build-up as well. It all comes down to that age difference, doesn't it? And then we take a look at the villager population as well, so yeah, nothing really changes there either. All right, you guys ready for game number 3?